Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show presents the AEW Dynamite Ring Report. Coming up, the main event, Swerve Strickland taking on Ricochet. After weeks of Ricochet trying to get his respect out of Swerve and humiliation as well. Swerve and Ricochet in battle one-on-one to sell the score of NL. We'll talk about it coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Also, too, Will Ospreay's in action. He takes on one member of the Don Callis family. Who that member might be? Before Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega have their tag team match against members of the Don Callis family. We'll see coming up. And two, we got a lot of wrestling hot topics. We talk about this. Matt Hardy congratulating main event Jey Uso for winning the Royal Rumble this past Sunday, as well as Alexa Bliss and a host of others. We get the Pro Wrestling Show started right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Kenny Dix here. Glad you can join us here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. All right, let's get things started here on the Pro Wrestling Show with this. Will Ospreay is in action. Will Ospreay will be in that huge main event coming up, that huge tag team main event with Kenny Omega. Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega, no strangers towards each other. Ospreay and Omega want to do what they need to do. And one thing about Ospreay and Omega, they're going to sell the score. Will Ospreay taking on one member of the Don Callis family. We find out who that member is. And you see right here, Don Callis, who got something to sell with Will Ospreay. Don Callis and Will Ospreay. It was none other than Mark Davis, who used to be a friend of Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher. Mark Davis back into the hunt. And Mark Davis thought he had Will Ospreay's number. Will Ospreay defeated Mark Davis, but then we found out right here the Don Callis family, Takashita and Kyle Fletcher, had other things in mind. We know they'll be part of that huge tag team match next Saturday. And we'll cover that match. We'll cover it for the first time. Grand Slam Australia. We see that Kyle Fletcher and Takashita will be part of that huge tag team match with Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega. What dream tag team match that's going to be coming up. So be sure to watch this Pro Wrestling Show that Sunday for a review of Grand Slam. So we'll have that coming up in store. Also, too, we get a glimpse of this. The tag team champions, the Hurt Syndicate, Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley winning some gold in AEW. The tag team champions was out and about until the Gun Club showed up. The Gun Club back in business, and the Gun Clubs had run that vignette talking about guns up. And they did do the guns up. The Gun Club confronting the tag team champions. They want a shot at the tag team championships. MVP was going to allow that to happen. MVP said, you know what, we're going to allow that to happen. And the Gun Club will get the shots at the tag team champions. The Gun Club, former tag team champions, they will get a shot at the Hurt Syndicate's tag team titles next week. And the Guns recreate the magic they once had as they were tag team champions. This is the perfect time and scenario for them to do what they need to do. But you got to think about it. Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin coming off from WWE, and now they're fresh as hot as tag team champions. You got to wonder, and you got to think to yourself, does the Hurt Syndicate does the Gun Club even stand a chance to this? This seems like the paper, the Hurt Syndicate looking to end that void and want to stay tag team champions. This will be their first tag team championship defense against the Gun Club. Gun Club coming back from a lot of injuries and stuff. So the Guns vying to become tag team champions once again. This is the moment for them. This is the opportunity of a lifetime for them. Can they fulfill their promises and go and become tag team champions? We'll have to wait and see. Also, too, Tony Storm continued playing mind games. Timeless Tony Storms. She wants to cosplay as Mariah May. Tony Storm cosplaying as Mariah May, dressing like her. She went against Queen Alamala tonight. You see Tony Storm cosplaying Mariah May right here. And the women's champion, Mariah May, looked like she was disturbed. If someone wanted to emulate her and copy her style, Mariah May really didn't see the foundation tonight. As you see Tony Storm cosplaying Mariah May, getting the win over Queen Alma. But the confrontation continues on between these two. You can tell they will have a match at Grand Slam. And we will see that match at Grand Slam as well coming up. So for the Women's Championship, Mariah May and Tony Storm on what went down tonight. Too, we see Harley trying to mock Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné. We don't know what this is going to lead to. Harley's been trying to mock Sasha Banks, and Sasha thought it was funny, but we don't know if that's going to be coming in and coming through. But Harley trying to make fun of Sasha Banks like she's a puppet. Lord have mercy. But anyway, we'll have to wait and see how that's going to play out eventually and stuff. So, hey. Well, MJF continues on irking the nerves of Dustin Runnels. He took out Jeff Jarrett. We might not see Jeff Jarrett in a while, but Jeff Jarrett might have to get himself together. But we like MJF targeting another legend, and that legend is Dustin Rhodes, calling him Goldie and ripping him apart, talking about his sobriety and drugs, coming out of it, trying to be sober free. And talked about his father, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, living in his shadow, and then took it another step level by taking him, trying to say about Cody, the WWE champion who used to be in AEW, that both Cody had wrestled both his brother in the beginning of AEW and then later on with MJF, and saying that Cody, they following Cody's footsteps as Cody's the WWE champion in another company. Cody no longer works in AEW. Cody is still a founding father, but you never know. Anything can happen in wrestling, so you never know with that. But it took too far. It escalated, and next thing you know, a fight ensued between Dustin and MJF. MJF taking the long hit and hit Dustin with that ring, and Dustin took a fair shot tonight. Hopefully Dustin gets the revenge one day on what he needs to do, but MJF hitting low below the belt, as he always do. MJF is. Well, MJF got confronted by Heyman Page. I don't know if they're going to be having a secret alliance or what, but this kind of looked weird and strange, even to the point MJF got irritated by Max Caster a little bit after Max Caster was trying to irritate Heyman Page. Page wasn't hearing all that and wasn't hearing that stuff. But you can tell we don't know what kind of alliance this is going to be between Heyman Page and MJF on the road. So we just have to wait and see. Speaking of that, we see the House of Black come together. We know Malachi no longer part of it. No more of the House of Black. What that's going to lead to? Malachi will, Buddy Matthews will get a shot at the AEW Continental Championship. That's going to happen immediately following NBA All-Star Saturday night. So we'll see that as well. A lot of faces on basketball and stuff as well. So it's going to be real interesting and good. Christian came out of nowhere. Christian Cage trying to assist. What's going on with him? How that's gonna be? And however, that's gonna end up seeing in that be. But how that's gonna be. But you see how that's gonna go and how that's gonna be. So we see how that's gonna be coming up. Also, too, yes, we got through all of it tonight. The main event was this: Ricochet taking on Swerve Strickland. They know each other. They've been around since Lucha Underground in their WWE days, but now they taking it to AEW. Ricochet getting revenge after Swerve had mutilated him with tissue and stuff. And Ricochet wanted his revenge tonight. Ricochet did so right here. Ricochet pinning Swerve in the 1, 2, 3, and Ricochet win over Swerve in Atlanta. Swerve being embarrassed by Ricochet. Ricochet finally did something by pinning Ricochet by pinning Swerve. And Ricochet got his revenge tonight. No, next week. Dustin Rhodes will take on MJF next week. So we'll see that match coming up as well. But the true story is Ricochet getting his revenge tonight. Ricochet putting the rest of Swerve Strickland for now. But we just have to wait and see. But Ricochet and Swerve Strickland had their situation. However, that's going to work out for them down the road. But we'll see. Probably they'll have another rubber match at Revolution coming up. Also, too, we get to this. All right. Before we leave out, Chris Jericho had his New York minute, and Jericho had the New York minute right here. And Jericho had a big deal, and Ryan Keefe New York minute, but it came out that Powerhouse Hobbs still won a piece of you know who. Powerhouse Hobbs took down Big Bill. Hobbs and Big Bill will be trying to go at each other's throat coming up sooner rather than later. But we'll see how this is going to be. All right, that ends the AEW ring report. Let's move over to wrestling hot topics. All right, on wrestling hot topics, we talk about this. Main event Jay Uso getting the win right here at the Royal Rumble this past Saturday. His father Rikishi is so proud and so happy of his son getting an opportunity to main event WrestleMania and go for the championship of his choice. He hasn't determined what championship he's going for. Like I've told y'all, he's going for Gunther, you can tell. Well, Matt Hardy, a fellow used to work with Jay, said congratulate the main event Jay Uso on winning the 2025 Royal Rumble match. Jay was deserving of this honor and will continue to elevate him. Great about Meteor is someone who is out the live reaction arena winning customers. Jay passes with all 5 clubs all night. I fully agree. But then some people are in the wrestling community saying that Jay in the wrestling community not happy saying that John Cena should have won. So they never know with these fans. These fans are fickle. Well, speaking of that, Alexa Bliss made her return at the Royal Rumble. Alexa Bliss saying in to a friendship that never end. We're hearing reports that Alexa Bliss may be heading to SmackDown to be with the Wyatt Six. So Alexa Bliss might be coming along to SmackDown and bring her ghoulish, self to SmackDown soon. Well, this is a clip. We've been showing clips of WWE 2K25. We see Ethan Page will be in the game. Ethan Page, this will be his first time in the game. I guess when he was in AEW, they didn't really cherish him enough to put him on the game. So Ethan Page passed with all flying colors on the game. Well, Bullet Ray busted open in WWE LFG, saying that main event Jay Uso is like the Jeff Hardy of this generation. He could be truly right. He's kind of like the Jeff Hardy. He's kind of, being that way, being a star in the making. So maybe Bully Ray's right. Bully Ray is always right when it comes to wrestling facts. Well, I'm looking forward to see Bailey. Bailey will be part of the NBA Celebrity All-Star Game. Bailey will be bringing her on Valentine's Day. So Bailey's coming to the NBA All-Star Game. So looking forward to seeing Bailey in the NBA golf and to see CM Punk trolling and stuff. We also see that Duke Hudson, part of the alum section. We're hearing reports that Triple H really didn't see nothing in him. Didn't want to cut him. I mean, a dude that's 6'7", Triple H didn't really see nothing in him. And Triple H focusing more on guys like Russell. I think Triple H could land them both, but hey, that's how Triple H roll and stuff when it comes to that. Also, too, told you Switchblade Jay White calling out somebody. I don't know who he called out. He called out somebody. I think he called out Dean Ambrose and all them. Maybe they want to give Switchblade Jay White the chance to be world champion. You haven't heard from Darby and the rest of them, so hey, who knows what's going on. All right. We're gonna end the pro wrestling show with Ricochet winning tonight. Ricochet getting the win over Swerve Strickland. Ricochet doing his thing by taking down Swerve Strickland in the match tonight and ending it as it is. Thanks for watching this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. We'll see you this Friday for the SmackDown Ring Report here on the Pro Wrestling Show. We'll see you later.